When will it end? I have been on this bridge for like the third time. I don't know why I was trying to go for like stealth. Oh, yeah, I know why. I already forgot that I'm only at like 1 health. And I think that ruined the stealth. I think no. Anyway, to break up me playing and failing at Bargain Bin Splinter Cell, big Bungie news dropped this week that Marathon is indefinitely delayed. Which, you know, by the time this video comes out, it's gonna be old news, but, you know, given everything that happened with it, it's either a cancellation or a delay, which, you know, it's at least a delay. And for the fine folks at home who don't know what exactly I'm talking about, here's what happened. So, Bungie is rebooting their old series, Marathon, but it's being done as a extraction shooter. And if you don't know what an extraction shooter is, just look up Tarkov gameplay, Escape from Tarkov. It's sort of like a... I don't really look into extraction shooters because it's not my kind of game. It's not something that I'm at all interested in playing. So, while I was at least happy that they were doing something with Marathon, I wasn't exactly looking forward to the reboot. Then the alpha came out, and people played that and said, yeah, this needs, like, a lot more work. It was going to be released in September. And then, someone on Twitter, an artist, said, hey, I think Bungie stole my artwork. And it turns out, they kinda did plagiarize this artist. So, the depressing thing is that this is like the third or fourth time that this has happened to Bungie, where it has been revealed that they used another person's artwork without their permission or anything of that sort. It's like, come on. Why would you use another person's art? The one thing that Marathon had going for it, outside of the gameplay, which, you know, people said who play the alpha was like, yeah, the gameplay's good, but, you know, it could still at least use some polishing up. I didn't play the alpha, because, again, I'm not interested in it, but this is from what other people online have been saying. But when the main selling point of your game isn't even something that someone in your studio is responsible for, and this has happened a few different times in the past, I think at some point, as... yeah, that happened. You have to sort of take a look and say, what the hell are we doing? Why is this happening? How does this keep happening? Why aren't we stopping this? So, the indefinite delay is probably the best thing that could have happened to Marathon. I don't know when it'll come out again. I mean, we're not gonna know until they say, hey, this is the new release date. Like, honest to God, like, I'm just still baffled. I'm baffled by it. You know, it's one thing to complain about the state of Bungie without, like, providing solutions or anything of the sort. But, and this is another thing that folks have pointed out, is that most of what's going on at Bungie is a result of folks in the executive level not listening to the concerns of the players, the concerns of the developers. They're sort of off in their own little world. And you know, maybe it's just my ignorance of the matter, of at least of folks on that sort of level. It's like, you know, you're in the business of making video games, of developing. Why? It's a collaborative effort, so why would you not listen to the folks on the ground who are developing, who are working hands-on with the game? Why would you not listen to them and collaborate and, you know, if they say something isn't going to work, say, okay, let's try something else, or let's see if we can get it to work in a different way. That's just me. Maybe I'm just a little, ignorant on how game development works, since, you know, I'm not a developer. I'm some asshat on the on the internet with a microphone. You know, my heart goes out to the developers, since, like, morale at Bungie is at an all-time low. I think there was an article that said something about the vibes. I can't remember the exact headline, but it was something like the vibes have never been worse, I think. Anyway, off of news, this is the first time I've done Assault on the Control Room, and I have not gotten the Banshee. Like, I was pissed when I ran this. I have never had to take the long way down. So, congratulations, you're getting something different in this Halo playthrough. Yay! Yay! I'll probably put, like, the grunt birthday skull sound effect in there. Because usually, what you do is you'd steal the you'd hijack the Banshee, blow up the wraiths on the ground floor, and then bring that up to the entrance to the control room, and just blow everything up. But now we gotta take the long way down. I've been looking up videos on just all the sort of mods you can do on a Dreamcast, and there was one I watched where I didn't know this, but if you unplug any controller while the Dreamcast is on, there is a fuse that can just completely blow. And if that fuse blows, the controller port, every controller port is just dead. Like, you cannot use any controller on the system. And so, the video I watched, the guy, what he did is he replaced the fuse with a different one that, though it can blow, it won't just completely brick the system. I say brick as if the system is just gonna, like, you can't turn the system on anymore, but no, you just can't use the controller port in that case. They really did just kind of make that system on the cheap and just, like, chuck whatever they could at it. Like, I love my Dreamcast. It's the little console that could. It tried. And, you know, I didn't grow up with it, but I grew up with at least the original Sonic Adventure. I had that on the GameCube. I played the DX port, but it's sort of a system that you grow up with by proxy, I suppose. Like, I would love to hook up my Dreamcast to the internet and find a copy of Phantasy Star and play that. Or God help me get a copy of episode 1 and 2 and find a way to get that online. But that's a sort of a money sink and an investment I can't exactly make at the moment, or at least I can't do right now. I'd love to in the future, but not currently. I'm surprised I lived through that. But yeah, that's the thing I was talking about with the controls on the Ghost. They just feel really slippery. Yeah, I decided it's just not worth it to take out the Wraith. But it is worth it to do that. And that. Like, I know that for the GameCube, they have... I don't even know if it's an official controller or anything, but I've seen photos of a white GameCube controller. It's, like, extended to have a keyboard, a full-size keyboard on there. And I always thought that was really interesting. Like, what the hell were you going to use that for? I guess you would use it for Phantasy Star. Yeah, there's just a lot of games that as the years go by, you realize that, like, oh, you missed out on. And as the years go by, they invariably get more and more expensive. Like, I would love to own a copy of Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Like, I finished that just a few days ago. Granted, I emulated it, but I would, you know, I'd like to have a physical copy and play it that way. Unfortunately, everyone has decreed that it is at least $300 to $500, so that's not happening in the near future. But at least it might be on Switch Online for the Switch 2. Yippee! I mean, at least it's gonna be more accessible now, but I'd at least like to own it. To, like, have a case in my hands. I can't exactly hold a Switch Online game. It's at least something. I wonder what's behind door number 10. Oh, it's everybody. And my worst nightmare. He's trying to juke me out. Thank you. I think they throw in more elites on Legendary, but me and my friend kind of cheesed it by bringing the Banshee, so... And I don't know why the muzzle flash on the plasma pistol for charging it just wasn't there. I think it's just some cosmetic glitch in the Master Chief Collection. So many doors.
Covenant forces in the vicinity have been eliminated. Let's move on to Halo's control center.
You know, for a level called Assault in the Control Room with the description, defend the control room from waves of Covenant troops.
This is it. Halo's control center.
That description makes it out like a defense level, but no, it's you assaulting the control room. Not the Covenant assaulting the control room. Oh, hey, look, it's the Marathon logo.
That terminal, try there.
Big
Right.
Cortana.
Never been better. You can't imagine the wealth of information. The knowledge, so
She's
much, so fast.
green and
It's glorious.
purple
So,
and a
what
little
sort
red
of
too.
weapon is it?
What are you talking about?
Let's stay focused. Halo, how do we use it against the Covenant?
This ring isn't a cudgel, you barbarian. It's something else. Something much more important.
Ooh,
Covenant
I
will
love important stuff.
This ring.
It's an important
This
weapon.
Forerunner. Give me a second to access. Yes, the Forerunner built this place, what they called a fortress world, in order to... Wait. No, that can't be. Oh, those Covenant fools. They must have known. There must have been signs.
Slow down.
You know, if
The Covenant
they're,
found something.
I don't think they
Buried
knew.
in this ring, something horrible, and now they're afraid.
I'd be too.
Buried. Where?
The captain. We've got to stop the captain.
Keys? What
The
do
weapons cache he's looking for. It's not really... We can't let him get inside.
I don't understand.
There's no time. Get out of here, find keys, stop him. Before it's too late!
Ooh, did somebody say, one of the standout levels in the game's next? Because next week, that's what's happening.